for their centers, for their literacy centers and their math centers, I have a center board. So it
Is
has,
that what's behind you?
yep, it has their picture, and then it has 3 color-coded circles for literacy and squares for math. So they just go right down the column. Their first circle is their first table. And I mean, it's just a lot of reiterating what are you expected to do at that table. You're expected to work hard. You're expected to stay there the whole time. You're expected to be a kind friend to the person that you're working with. And that is step by step. We start just by practicing in the beginning of the year going to that colored table and matching that picture to that color. And then eventually we work on, well, what's your voice level going to be at that table? And then we work on how long are you going to be working at that table? And then it's just gradually, what do you do when you're done at that table? And I mean, we go over that in the beginning of centers every single day. I mean, still, today's the 161st day of school, and I'm still reiterating what we sound like, what we look like. So in the beginning of the year, it's very much play-based. So if they're going to the green center, it'll be something like Legos. If they're going to the pink center, it'll be something like Play-Doh. And then once they're in the routine of finding their center, staying at their center, then I can add in the academic portion of it. It's as needed. I will reinforce at least one snippet of what they're expected to do. Like if I notice that their voice levels are getting too loud, I have visuals all around the room. We'll go back to our voice level visual and we'll practice that back and forth. So then they're in the mindset of like, okay, I need to be thinking about that this time. Or like say they're getting out of their seats too much for not using the bathroom and not using the drinking fountain. We'll reinforce, staying in our spot the whole time, working hard the whole time. So it's just as it comes up, I would say. This is actually the first year I've started doing background music. And I feel like the level of the music, there's never any words. It's always instrumental. But the level of the music kind of brings their voice levels down as well. And it kind of, I don't know, it's just an easy background listening music, and it keeps them focused. It keeps me focused. So I think a lot of having such clear expectations, if they break those expectations, it's an easier conversation because say they're up and running around and I have a conversation with them, they'll know that that's not expected for them to be up and running around. I also have a designated take a break area in my room where I can send them. I try to give them one warning, and if they can fix it, great. And if they're still having trouble, I'll have them take a break and think about what expectation they were not meeting. Or they can bring themselves just at free will to the take a break area, which a lot of students do. When I first started the Calm Down area a couple of years ago, students were taking advantage of that. And I think it's because I had too many fun things in the Calm Down area, so they wanted to go there to play. I've minimized it immensely. I mean, there's a chair there, there's a feelings check-in. At the kindergarten level, I have a mirror there because it's very important for them to see their facial expression so they can identify what they're feeling. And then I just have like simple fidgets. But they will go there for a variety of reasons. Maybe they're having a disagreement with their friend and they couldn't solve the problem independently. They'll go and they'll sit there for a while. And another important part when you introduce the take a break area, I don't like for kids to view it as like a timeout space or like you're going there because you're in trouble. I really try to reiterate that everyone has big feelings, adults have big feelings, and it's just we need to take a break sometimes. So that's why I call it the take a break area instead of like the calm down area, because you could go there for a variety of reasons. Not use the take a break area, but I have modeled to my kids a couple of times taking rainbow breaths. That's one strategy that I teach them if they need to calm down. And like if they're being really wild or being really nosy, I'll like physically show them that I'm taking a rainbow breath, and they'll pick up like, ooh, Maybe we need to calm it down a bit.
So
I would say slow and steady wins the race. Especially my first couple years, I mean, I still feel overwhelmed sometimes, but I felt incredibly overwhelmed just with all the things that I needed to teach them, like how to walk in the room, how to speak in the room, how to go to the bathroom, like every little snippet. And it's just, I now create a checklist in the beginning of the year and I check off what expectation I've explicitly taught. And then I keep that checklist and refer back to it. And I'll maybe highlight again that I went over it again a second time. But it's just gradually building up. I mean, I wanted them to be at this point in September,
yeah.
and it's just not realistic.
Yeah.